This guy, Evan Loves Worf. Now, if you are a right-wing political Twitter junkie, you probably are somewhat familiar with this guy's account. He's got 113,000 followers. He's basically in the same camp as somebody like a Will Stancil, who you also might not know unless you're a right-wing political Twitter junkie. But basically, what makes this guy and Will Stancil well known is that they're like punching bags for the right. They just constantly shit out really bad takes that makes everybody make fun of them all the time. I will say, I think when it comes to Will Stancil, he's actually like pretty genuine in his idiotic beliefs and takes. When it comes to this guy, Evan Loves Worf, who is Jewish, by the way, we'll get to that. But this guy, like, he genuinely shares those shit-lib beliefs, but he's a master baiter, if you will. He knows exactly what to say that people on the right won't be able to resist reacting to and having it go viral. He does this all the time. But if you just take like a look at his picture, very bad vibes coming off of this guy. I'm not a woman, but I'm getting the ick just looking at him. There's something creepy, something not right going on in the face there. And so as an example of like one of his bad takes, he tweeted this out a few days ago. Kanye West, if you didn't see, after the two Messianic Jews got killed in that assassination / terrorist attack, whatever we're calling it, act of resistance, whatever we're calling it. He tweeted out, like, I'm done with anti-Semitism. I love all people. God forgive me for the pain I've caused. I forgive those who have caused me pain. Thank you, God. And Evan Loves Worf posts 80% of the people on this website would sound like this if they lost their virginity. 2 million views on that. So this is exactly the kind of thing I'm talking about, where it's like everybody knows Kanye West is not a virgin. He was married to like Kim Kardashian. He sucked his cousin's D, etc., etc. Guy's been getting ass since before you were born. But so it's the kind of thing, but also like people on the right find it really cringe if you try to use the like, oh, you're an incel chud thing. So this gets all these replies, and he knows what he's doing. He knows people are gonna like react to this, but some people were posting some interesting backstory about this guy that I never knew. For example, he once wrote an article about how hard it is to date because of his, this guy says asshole leaks, but hemorrhoids, basically. That was it, but I figured I had just one hemorrhoid. It often occurred to me to go to a doctor, but by the time I would get off the toilet, the urgency had subsided. That's why I waited 3.5 years. Well, there was this other thing, anal leakage. Anal leakage isn't poop. It's the anal mucosal lining that seeps out when a hemorrhoid has ventured out into the wild. I started sleeping with folded up toilet paper against my butthole. I was dating at the time, and because there was no chance in hell that I was going to explain to my dates what was going on, I would surreptitiously remove the paper seconds before sex. And that's from the Substack titled, My Hemorrhoids Make Dating Pretty Awkward. But wait, there's more. If you want to laugh, know that this guy who posted a lot about right-wing people, virgins, and incels once paid $3,500 for phone sex using his mother's work cell phone, and she found out when he was in college. Not making this up, by the way. His full name is Evan Spencer Jacobs. He's a failed writer, comedian, data scientist. He wrote for some leftist positive masculinity blog about his phone sex addiction, LMAO. So this is a conversation of him with his mom. Mom says, there's a $3,000 phone bill for June and July on my cell phone. Really? Yes, multiple calls to Antigua. Evan, do you know how much it costs to make international calls? This isn't good. I found out about this at work. I had to explain myself. You did? I could have been fired, Evan. Did you call those numbers? Well, well, kind of. Evan. Mom, I'm really sorry. I was really lonely. Evan, your father and I are really disappointed in you. I know. I can pay it back. Damn right you're going to pay it back. It was $3,500. Okay, just take the money I made over the summer. Your father and I think that maybe you should come home for this semester. No, I don't think that's the best idea. You need to see a psychiatrist. Okay, I can do that. I hung up the phone, then I got really, really high. Tracks with the bad vibes. What was wrong with me? Why couldn't I just be involuntarily celibate? Why couldn't I just be an incel? I hate to break it to you, but if you're paying for phone sex, you're still an incel, bro. You're not an incel because you decided to pay for phone sex. Why couldn't I just be involuntarily celibate like so many of my friends? Why couldn't I just jerk off like a normal asshole? How did this lecherous old pervert take over my mind and personality? Were other guys like me? Was I a sex addict? And there's like this super old re-upload video of him talking about his phone sex addiction a little bit. This was posted 14 years ago.
Hi, this is Evan again. Just sitting here on my couch. So I wrote a story about phone sex that you may have read, and I got a lot of haters for it, telling me that I wasn't really addicted to phone sex. Well, maybe at that time I wasn't, but there definitely was a time where I was. So I wrote this other article to show all you haters what's up with being addicted to phone sex. Now this story is not as emotionally wrenching, but it is pretty messed up, and I think you'll find it interesting. Probably not as interesting as I found it, because I found the whole thing to be rather life-changing and quite devastating. Anyway, read the article, and then have phone sex with me. No, don't. I have a problem. Don't do it. Okay, enjoy it.
So there you go. That's basically it. That's the Deep Lore Good Men Project. This is the male positivity blog. Oh, this is the article. Chronicles of a Phone Sex Addict Part 2. Our sessions turned into discussions about which of my medications were working and which were not. We never actually delved into the roots of my addiction issues. I'm working on these issues with my current therapist, but much work remains. Still, I never called a phone sex line again. I don't miss it. I didn't even enjoy it when it was happening. My urge for human validation remains, though I now have different outlets for it. Friendships, writing, blah, blah, blah. You can see there's like new comments on it because people talking about this. Evan rapes Worf. Everybody judging this is pretty desperate to find something. I mean, it's embarrassing. Yeah, it's old. Granted, it is old, but this is the kind of thing that people post when they're total nobodies and they're desperate for attention. So they're sharing these really like salacious, intimate details of their lives, talking about their hemorrhoids and their phone sex addiction and shit, just wanting anyone to pay attention to them. And then years later, when you have an actual audience, it will come back to haunt you. Hey, what up, family? I'm a ding dong. It is I, your boy LP, and the clip you just watched is from my live stream show, The Daily Cope, which I do 4 to 5 times a week on Rumble, Odyssey, and my other YouTube channel. I will link all of them below if you want to check it out. And thanks for watching. Hope you're having a great day, and I will catch you on the flip side. Peace out.